good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Jerry Lawler Show, and we are starting today on our third year. Is that right? Yes, third year. We had our 2-year anniversary last week, and so we're going to try to go for 3, and we've got a good show to start it off with. I guarantee you that. Our one-on-one segment is going to be one-on-two today. A couple of newcomers to the area. Newcomers, as a matter of fact, to professional wrestling. They haven't been around all that long, wrestling for about 6 months now, and making quite a name for themselves. The O'Reilly brothers, Sean and Brian, are going to be here with us today to talk. And, gosh, we got a lot of guests today. We got a couple of guys, a couple of officers, I might add, from the American Ranger Corporation. They're going to be here to make a little presentation. And we're going to check in with the NFL San Diego Chargers. David Haskins, one of our wrestlers around here, has forced me to show a little feature on the San Diego Chargers, Dan Fouts and company, and see what to expect from them this year. And also, we are going to have Mr. Ed Allen and company, just a whole host of Shriners Clowns, here to talk about the big ball game that's coming up next week at the Chicks Stadium. Right. I think that's all we got today. Of course, we got the regular segments like viewer mail and all of that stuff, and we're going to be talking about Monday night action. A big show, so you stay with us. We'll be right back with it after these words. Hi, and we're back on the show, and we have with us a couple of very special guests, Sean and Brian O'Reilly. Fellas, want to welcome you to the show and welcome you to the Memphis area.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Well, this is like, I guess, your second week in the area here.
That's right.
And last week you guys, well, made quite an impressive start for a couple of guys who I mentioned earlier, have only been wrestling about 6 months. Is that right?
That's right. You know, we started 6 months ago. We trained hard in the gym, me and him together. You know, and spar a lot and had to weight a lot. So
now let me get some of the kind of the background out of the way. Where are you guys from?
Well, we were born in Boston, and we lived there for 2 years and moved to Philly, and we were raised there in Philadelphia.
And how did the interest in wrestling come about?
All through school, you know, you play football and the baseball, and we wrestled a lot. And we played football in college, and just, you know, wrestling always stood in the back of our mind, and something we always wanted to do.
Now, where did you guys go to college?
East Stroudsburg State. It's up in the Poconos, up in the mountains, outside of Philadelphia.
I see. And I understand before wrestling, you guys both played football up there.
That's right.
Right. Now, how old are you?
23.
And
25.
Sean? 25. And so that's sort of a late age, really, you know, to kind of get your feet wet in wrestling. Who was instrumental in training you guys and kind of breaking you into the business?
We met into Larry Sharp and Buddy Rogers. I'm sure you know the legend. And we talked to them, and they showed us the ropes pretty much, and helped us out a lot. And here we are in the Mid-South.
Now, how long did you, I know that Buddy Rogers and Larry Sharp together have a sort of a training school and that kind of thing up there. How long did you guys have to participate in that?
Not very long, approximately 3-4 months. You know, we went there every night, trained for 2 to 3 hours, put us through some road work and the weights and in the ring, and everything turned out all right.
Yeah, when you're doing that day in and day out, 2 to 3 months is quite a long time.
Right.
And then it's just kind of thing, once you get once you get the basics under your belt, the best thing then, I guess, is the actual ring experience. And then you guys have been, before you came here, where'd you wrestle?
We were, a short period of time, we were in Puerto Rico. Small opposition down there. It didn't work out as well as we planned. Kind of folded, but we did get some experience down there.
Yeah, well,
and there was a lot of good workers, you know, a lot of good wrestlers down there, and we had a good time.
Okay. All right. Well, what are your impressions? I mean, last week you guys went up against a fairly tough team, and then, as a matter of fact, you guys have a rematch with them this week in Ron Sexton and Billy Travis.
Yeah, they taught us a few lessons, you know, smarten us up a bit, real quick. You know, we learned not to turn our backs and things like that. But there's a lot of tough competition here. You know, you got the Sheepherders, we got our Iron One also, Towers Bulba, of course yourself, and the Fabulous Ones, and so we hope to do well.
Well, this has long been a place that, or long been an area of the country that tag team wrestling has been featured. Do you guys feel like, well, you know, it's almost, I guess maybe one would think that there would be an advantage being brothers? You know, does that help out?
Absolutely. You know, we've lived together over 20 years now. I know he's watching my back, I'm watching his, you know, things we've done together in the past, so I know what he's doing, he knows what I'm doing, things like that. So I feel we have a little edge over most teams.
What about a situation like with, you know, these guys are going to be wrestling tomorrow night, you know, with a manager? Have you guys ever thought about a manager?
Well, Buddy Wayne stuck his nose in our business last match we had, and we intend to keep more of an eye on him this time, and if he sticks his nose in it again, we'll let him know not to.
But sometimes, you know, it's it's an unfair advantage for those guys. It's really hard to overcome. It basically makes it 3 against 2. You know,
Exactly.
I think there's a kind of a trend to some of what people consider the good guy wrestlers, tag teams going to the situation of having a manager also. Have you guys ever thought about something like that?
We thought about it, you know. Hopefully we'll have somebody maybe stand at ringside and keep an eye on Buddy Wayne,
Yeah,
you know, this time around, because like you said, it gets aggravating after a while.
I don't know if the people can hear that, but there happens to be a thunderstorm going on as we're taping this. I don't know if you guys are invoking some sort of wrath here or not, but anyway, we hope that's not an omen. Well, listen, let me get a little more of the background. There's a question that all the females in the Memphis area always like to know about a couple of guys. Are you guys, either one of you guys married? Or?
No, we're single.
No, we're
so
both single, and
the doors are open, I guess you could say.
Single and the door's open. Is that right? Okay, well that's fine. What about the fans here in the Memphis area? Have you had an opportunity to meet?
they've been behind us 100%. They're making us feel like we're at home, and if things work out and they stay with us, you know, we shouldn't have any, you know, we're on a roll now. We shouldn't have too much problems.
We've heard a lot about the Southern hospitality, and so far it's lived up to all expectations. So
Yeah, well, there's sometimes I guess a little fraud or something that goes along with. There is a lot of Southern hospitality, but there's always been a feeling about somebody that if they're from the North, they're kind of considered a Yankee, you know. But at the same time, you guys have the Irish. The old Irish background. There's
that's right, a Irish background there. You know, our parents,
Irish people down in this area.
Parents were raised and born in Ireland. You know, grandparents, and they moved over here when they were around 20, 21, got married over here, and so there's a lot of Irish background in our family.
Well, that's super. Listen, fellas, I want to thank you guys for being here on the show with us today. We've enjoyed talking to you. Want to wish you a lot of luck down at the Mid-South Coliseum tomorrow night. Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Sean. Thank you. And we have some parting gifts. Unfortunately, I apologize. They are out. I understand they are out at the front desk. We have we give a few gifts to our guests. You guys get a couple of T-shirts from the Bad Influence T-shirt shop over at Overton Square. Also a gift certificate good for dinner for 2 at Fridays or Bombay Bicycle, also at Overton Square, and a year's free membership of the Peabody Health Club. And anything else we give them, Bob? That's enough, isn't it? Jesus,
Well, you got, we'll take.
Okay, fellas, we want to thank you for being here. Good luck tomorrow night,
Thank you, too.
and
Thank you very much,
we'll be
sir.
right back with more of the show after these words.